What I allude to is y'all's world with, being registered and going to broker dealers and raising capital from retail. Has it always been a 1031 product, or have you had, as the constant thread throughout the tenure of the company, been raising capital from retail investors, but then having it in different investment products?
Yes,
Since inception, what can you walk me through kind of the strategy and the approach?
sure. So the first fund was launched in 2011, and it was a limited partnership. So we've had 6 of 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We had 5 limited partnerships, and those were the structure initially. Didn't even consider 1031, never talked about it. It was not on our radar at all. We've liquidated the 2011 fund and are looking at our 2012 fund and one of our other funds to possibly liquidate those this year, just based on the fact that the price of oil is favorable, and we've had new drilling activity in there, which, as you know, raises the value of the portfolio. So then 2014 came along, and all of a sudden it appeared on our radar that mineral properties can qualify as exchange property in a 1031 transaction. And I'm referring to the Internal Revenue Code section 1031, which specifically deals with like-kind exchanges. And in this case, if somebody is coming out of deeded real estate, and it can be bricks and mortar, or it can be mineral properties, they can do a like-kind exchange into mineral properties, because it's deeded real estate into or out of deeded real estate. And that just means that 1031 aspect will allow them to defer any capital gain and push that on down the road for them.
And then,
go ahead.
And then how does that work? There's a clock, right? So for them to transfer,
so there's
those proceeds into minerals assets, there's
a very specific timeline on a 1031 transaction. So once an individual's relinquished property is sold, and they decide they want to do a 1031, then the clock starts ticking. So first of all, they can't take possession of any cash from that transaction. It has to go to a third party, like an escrow account. They call it a qualified intermediary. And the investor, for lack of a better word right now, then has 45 days to identify what the exchange property is that they're going to put into that 1031 exchange. So we will have an investment rep, typically from one of the broker dealers. It's our client, contact us and say, I've got John Smith. He's sold his relinquished property. I've presented him with several different options, and he is interested in your resource royalty product. Let's get the ball rolling. So at that point, then we will get the necessary paperwork from that investment rep. We will provide the qualified intermediary with the identification language that's required by the IRS. We get up to that 45 days, the clock stops on that part of the transaction. Then the investor has another 180 days from the sale of the relinquished property to close the transaction.